Hi, my name's Tony and I'm from the SUP company, and I'm here to tell you a little bit more about the all-new and stunning looking SIC 14-foot RS in Superfly construction. Right, I am thrilled that this board is not only with us, but also that it's in our test centre, and that also that I've paddled it quite a bit. It's fantastic. The SIC RS, when the model was first introduced by SIC, it really did plug a long-standing hole in their range because it was crying out for a great all-round 14-foot, 12'6" as well model, but a 14-foot performance race board. Hugely famous brand for all of their downwinding products. Masses and masses of legacy there from Mark and the team. But the RS was a bit of a game changer for not only SIC, but it certainly came out and upset, I would say, some of the more established brands that have very proven race board products. The RS for us went on to be a real success, and for SIC as well. It certainly got onto many, many podiums around the world. And then after really 2 years of that board, we're thrilled to see this, the second version of the RS, with us. And I have to say that, first off, do you know what? It goes as good as it looks, and it looks absolutely amazing. The quality on this board's finish, but also overall the aesthetic, is absolutely stunning. We shared it briefly on our Facebook page. Head over and take a look at that, the SUP company on Facebook. But we shared it on our Facebook page a little while ago, and yeah, the traction that post got was insane, and it was literally just an unveiling of the board. But since having it on the water, yeah, RS stands for rocket ship. The first one definitely lived up to that name. This, just up a notch, a fair notch to be honest. The board's been heavily revised. It feels lighter as well in the new Superfly construction. Still a full carbon wrap and everything that goes with it, but it's just mega. Right, so let's run you through from the nose down to the tail as we do in all of our videos. And the nose, they've kept this matte finish, the gloss rail, it pops, it's just stunning. But the nose, a lot of similarity between it and the outgoing RS. The biggest factor probably in all of the overall board is its rocker line. This board runs much less rocker than the outgoing model. What that simply means is this board is quicker. It's quicker certainly in flat water conditions. It doesn't quite have the breadth that the old RS did in terms of chop and dealing with, a sea state, as it were. But there's enough character and depth in this board, particularly in the way in which the volume is distributed through the whole board, is that it can yield very, very strong performances in those slightly more challenging environments. That's aided by the new deck, and I'll come on to that in a second. But as you run down from the nose, the width fills out very quickly. This is the 14-foot by 24.5 wide Superfly version. It runs at 297 litres, so there is easy enough volume in there for someone of my build at 100 kilos. Trying to get that down, but my build at 100 kilos. But yeah, as you run it all the way back down the board, it meets its width very, very quickly, and as a result is very stable. What I do like is this new raised ridgeline across the centre here. Just helps disperse the water as you are punching through some chop, and it means that it's going to stay out of the standing area. We've still got the Gore-Tex vent and this absolutely vast deck pad, which has been heavily revised at the tail. But it comes to this big crocodile skin finished deck pad. It's really comfortable underfoot, the board. Still runs a Gore-Tex air vent. And one of the most popular features that we get picked up on the SIC RS, and that we often find is requested, can we help make it work on other brands' boards, is this small bungee arrangement on the front here. It's just great. It's just a really helpful little feature on the board. So if you are paddling, endurance, and you need to run a Mac, If you are just even carrying some shoes or something along those lines, or some snacks or some energy gels and stuff like that under the front, it's just a really nice place to go and pop some kit. The handles on all of the SIC RSs are still there as a feature. These race handles definitely help with beach starts. The handles also always sit prominent and proud of the board. They're never flush, and it's nice to basically just be able to lay a hand on the board quickly and know that that handhold is going to be there. But they do fold down very neatly if you are going to step on them by accident or something along those lines. Forward leash point as well, so if you do like to have your leash carried forwards with you, you do have that option. There is also an anchor point on the back as well for your leash if you so wish. The carry handle is always a very popular feature on all of the SIC boards. It's very much one of their unique features that they run across the entire range, whether that be the Bullet or the Bayonet or indeed the RS. In fact, even the very popular touring board, the SIC Okeanos, also has that feature. But most notably is the deck on this board, and what SIC have really strived to do is lower the centre of gravity of you as a paddler and therefore increase your stability on the RS. And they've done that by creating a small dugout within the board, and it makes a massive difference. You're about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches further in the board as opposed to on top of it. And it's very, very noticeable, having paddled this back to back against the customer's, let's call it V1, the version 1 RS, and straight onto this. Yes, that difference is probably one of the biggest standout features in the new board. SIC have kept the two very prominent drain holes within it. They're just a really nice feature, making sure that recessed deck is always going to stay clear of water. It follows very nicely and smoothly, and you don't notice this huge transition as you do come down to the tail on the board with your footwork, where you feel like you're going uphill. It's quite gradual and it feels very natural as a result. A really nice improvement that SIC have made on the tail of the board is this surf-inspired deck pad on the back there, and then a raised kick pad as well, so you pretty much know where the end of the board is and you're never going to run off the back of it in those moments of battle at a buoy or mark rounding. The board though, let's just roll it on over and you can see the underside, and you may notice as we do that, it's crazy light, you may notice as we do that, you'll see on the underside just how flat and clean those forward sections of the board are. And they, particularly with this new rocker line, are generating lots and lots of lift, and it is all about speed with this board and making it very, very efficient through the water. As it runs down, we find that we have a very clean rail that hardens up, probably about from the second half of the board all the way down to the tail. We're then running a single channel, very clean, and that we've seen on the outgoing V1 RS and has worked very well, and that's just improving tracking and making sure this board is staying straight and true, and that you are as efficient as possible, stroke for stroke. The board then rounds out, it runs with SIC's 8.3 full carbon weed fin, which is probably, I think, one of the lightest, if not the lightest fin from any board manufacturer we've seen. And it's pretty light even for an aftermarket when compared against aftermarket fins like a VMG. They work very, very well and are a nice feature. Overall though, if you are looking for a very high performance full carbon race board at, I have to say, at a very, very competitive price point as well for a full carbon board, the SIC RS version 2 in 2020 is well worth a look, and you're more than welcome to come down here and demo it against a huge range of performance race boards that we have here at the SUP company in Southampton. Thanks for watching our video. If you want any more info, then why not give us a call in the shop or head over to thesupco.com. If you want to stay up to date with all of our videos, why not subscribe up here and hit the notification bell. If you just want to see our next video, well, take a look up here.